Well, I'll tell you what, being a maintenance man is definitely awesome, especially when you get to do more than just cut grass. So you see this strap, right? Well, I strapped it to that tree, and it's strapped to that tree. You notice the green tag on it. You can see my Pulaski axe and the company chainsaw in the background. Yeah, she's coming down. So the first thing I'm gonna do is make my face cut. I already got tension on everything. I'm still waiting on the wedges, but you can see you can almost walk on this tightrope at this point. So my plan is to fall the tree that way so it falls straight down there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my face cut down here and do my 45 notch, cut it flat to get that notch out. And then if you watched any of my other videos on how to down a tree when I was getting all my winter firewood, you get a really good idea of what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera behind me and just let it record so you can see the whole process. And here we go. Now, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to pick up the audio with me having my AirPods in, but this tree is kind of leaning a little bit back towards you guys. Just a tiny bit. That's one of the main reasons why I went ahead and pulled tension on it. It kind of starts by going up, and then it just kind of leans back like that at the very top. So let's get started, shall we? So I'm gonna show you guys something real quick. So I'm gonna come over here and pick up my handy dandy phone that I go ahead and use for a nice little camera. And I'm gonna show you this face cut I just did. So there's the face cut, okay? You see the angle of it. Now, if any of you are ever wondering how to down a tree and you have one of these nice little steel chainsaws like this, you see this line right here? That line is the direction the tree is gonna fall. So when I put this saw back into that face cut, you see how that blade lines up in there. And then you see that line right there. And that'll give you an idea of what direction I want this tree to fall. The tension is just to help it fall that way. And that's only because I don't have wedges. And I don't feel like using my Pulaski as a wedge, but I will if I have to. So I'm gonna set the camera back down and we're gonna watch this baby go timber. Now, obviously, before you go saw happy and just cutting stuff down, I'm gonna double check my face cut just to make sure. she's gonna fall in the line that I want her to fall in. Looks good. Now that I got my face cut totally lined out exactly where I want to go, I'm going to show you this little wedge right here. You can see that. Okay, there's level. There's the angle. So just like in my other video, when you do your drop cut has got to be about that high. So you usually want to go about that high, the distance right here, above your face cut of your wedge, so that there's more pressure higher released than lower. If you release your pressure lower, the tree's coming back on you. If you cut it even, it can go anywhere it wants. Cut it a little higher, it goes in the direction that you cut your face cut wedge in. Ooh, she got a lot of tension now. This is always the fun part. Normally what I like to do is I like to just give them a little push. Now I'm going to show you something real quick. I shoved my Pulaski in here, just like that. Now watch this. Now you see how easy my Pulaski's moving? Now, I could just cut and let it fall, but I really want to encourage the direction this tree falls in. Now this is what I'm talking about. I don't like to use my Pulaski axe as a dropping wedge, mostly because it's my personal Pulaski. But if you have an axe, preferably not a Pulaski for this, just a normal axe with a straight up, sledge back. You can get your little sledge just like this, and you can hit it right back there just to kind of help encourage that fall direction. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my camera down, aka iPhone, and we're gonna drop this tree completely. And there she goes, just like that. So, that's all she wrote, boys. Now, I did do my drop cut a little bit different. I hit it at an angle instead of going flat. Mostly so that I'd have better leverage to use my personal Pulaski axe to go ahead and encourage the drop. So you can tell my cut is a little bit different. You see how much I left for the tree to snap. You can see where my tie point was, and you can see where my fall direction was. So, any questions? Anyway, you guys take care. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video if you liked anything about it. Share it with a friend. And I will see you next time. I gotta say, one of the coolest things about this job, it's always a workout. Who needs a gym membership, right? I mean, after all, why would you need a gym membership?